Chris Mannix joining us on short notice, the Sports Illustrated NBA senior writer with the big news with the Boston Celtics. Danny Ainge stepping down, Brad Stevens moving up. What is going on in Boston, Chris?
Well, the decision by Danny Ainge to step down is not surprising. It's been in the water supply, Dan, for the last few months that Ainge was considering stepping away, strongly considering stepping away. He's been the top basketball executive since 2003. And frankly, there's a shelf life for jobs like these. You get a little bit burnt out doing jobs like these for one specific franchise. And I think Danny had reached his limit. His legacy in Boston is completely secure. He won a championship, ending a 20-plus year drought. He orchestrated arguably the biggest heist in NBA trade history with what he did with that deal with Brooklyn. And this season, notwithstanding the way it ended, the Celtics are pretty well set up. I mean, Jason Tatum is an MVP candidate. Jaylen Brown is a first-time All-Star. They've got a good mix of young players that, comprise a pretty solid young core. So he's leaving the Celtics in pretty good shape. Now, the decision to hire Brad Stevens as president of basketball operations is mind-boggling. Like, Brad Stevens is, I think, a top 5 coach in the NBA. Yeah. As we've seen countless times, that does not always mean you are a great basketball executive. Pat Riley was able to do it. A handful of others have been able to do it. But hiring Brad Stevens as the head coach, or as the basically de facto GM, is wild to me. It really is. Especially, Dan, when you consider it against the backdrop of who the Celtics had a shot at, and that's Sam Presti in Oklahoma City. Sam Presti is widely regarded as top 2, top 3, maybe number 1 GM in all of basketball. He's also from Concord, Massachusetts. He played his college basketball at Emerson in downtown Boston. And like Danny Ainge, Sam Presti could have been looking for other opportunities. Presti has been the GM in Oklahoma City so long, they were the Sonics when he first took over. So he could be looking around at different options. And to not even gauge his interest in that job is tantamount to basketball malpractice. It really is. I am the biggest fan of Brad Stevens as a head coach. I have vociferously defended him over the years against kind of people attacking him for different things, how he's coached the team and the team tuning him out. The idea that you hire Brad Stevens as your top basketball exec and not make a run at Sam Presti is shocking to me.
Okay, but who allowed this? Why Brad Stevens is giving up coaching at age 44?
Well, Brad Stevens can always go back to coaching. It's not like his reputation is not damaged at any point. If Brad Stevens was a coaching free agent right now, you'd have a handful of teams firing their coaches to get their hands on him. It hasn't taken a hit. He's never going back to college basketball. I swear to God, if somebody commits one more TV radio segment of that, they're insane. He's not doing it ever.
Okay,
ever,
but
ever.
Why did they allow this to happen in the Celtics organization that the best guy you can get to coach is now going to be he's going to be searching for a coach?
Well, I think Danny Ainge played a big part in this, in organizing his line of succession. This didn't happen, Dan, overnight, where, Brad went to management after the Nets series and said, you know what, I kind of want to do something different. This has been in the works for a while. So, it's been carefully planned and mapped out for a long time. Remember, Danny's got some skin in the game here in that Celtics organization, quite literally. His son is one of the basketball executives with that team, Austin. He's got a long relationship with guys like Mike Zarin, an assistant GM, Dave Lewin, who runs the scouting department. I think there's a part of Danny that wanted to make sure his guys were taken care of. So I think he played a role in this. And the ownership, which just recently gave Brad Stevens a new long-term contract, loves the guy. So, we've seen familiarity play a big role in jobs like this getting filled. I just think I can't underscore this enough, Dan. Sam Presti's out there. He's out there. He has set up Oklahoma City as well as you can set them up for the future. 17 first-round draft picks, 18 second-round draft picks through 2027. The line of succession in Oklahoma City is right there. Rob Hennigan is, former GM in Orlando, longtime right-hand man for Presti, is there to be elevated as GM. How do you not call this guy? How do you not make a run at arguably the best GM in all of basketball? I don't understand it. It completely blows my mind.
Talking to Chris Mannix, the senior NBA writer for Sports Illustrated. So, who do the Celtics hire to be their next head coach?
I have absolutely no idea because Brad Stevens, he doesn't have like a coaching lineage. You can say, does he look to his own staff and bring in Jay Larinaga, who has been a coaching candidate in the past, an excellent basketball mind, Scott Morrison, who as a head coach of the G League, an excellent basketball mind. They've got smart guys on their staff, but I would bet that given the way the last few seasons have kind of played out, there's a desire to bring in a new voice, somebody different to take over for Tatum and Brown and those guys and try to take them to the next level. But I have no idea. Nobody has any idea. Who Brad Stevens likes as a head coach, who he might hire, what ranks he might dip into. It's a total blank slate when it comes to Brad Stevens as a basketball executive.
Thanks for joining us on short notice, Chris. We appreciate your time and love your passion.
I'm very upset right now, Dan. It's going to come across in the digital ink that I'm going to spill in the next few hours.
Yeah, but your Phoenix Suns got the win last night.
Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Hey, you got that audio, Seton? Yeah, that's what I thought. You only save the bad stuff. Bring on the good stuff. A Mannix.
No. They have to win the series, not win last night. They have to win the series, Chris.
All right. Well, if they win that series, the T-shirt has says Spain is stacked. I'm going to change it to Suns are good. All right. I'm going to.
Thank you, Chris.
You got it, Dan.
That's Chris Mannix.